So in a moment, we're gonna transition to the part of the program where we're gonna lay out our platform. But please just join me one more time in thanking all of our speakers for being here today. So my name is Gary Broderick. I'm an organizer with the Point Breeze Organizing Committee. And I am very excited to be transitioning us to the part where we talk about our platform. Our platform, as Anna said earlier, is the result of many conversations with a lot of people in this room. One of the things you'll see we decided to do is take positions at the local level, at the city level, at the state level, and at the federal level. And that might strike you as an odd choice. Why would we, a relatively new organization, put forward such an ambitious platform? First, let me say, we haven't chosen a campaign yet. Choosing a campaign is something we're gonna have to do with people in this room over the next few months. It might be about development, it might be about the school closings. We'll have to decide that. The campaign will flow from our platform, but of course necessarily will have a narrower focus. But our platform represents where we stand, what we will do political education around, what we will press for, stand with allies about, and push for action from our elected officials for. So why such a broad platform? One that takes a stand on 15 different issues. Well, we first started knocking doors over a year ago when the plans for Philadelphia school closings were first announced. Then we responded to a call from YASP, a youth group fighting to prevent young people from being tried as adults. We had an event with them. We learned about the incredible rate at which young people in Pennsylvania are tried as adults. Almost every door we knocked on in Point Breeze, people were directly affected or knew someone who was. So they were fighting for legislation at the state level. Then we couldn't help but notice the threat from Mitt Romney about everything. So two things became clear to us. One, people in Point Breeze are affected by the outcome of political struggle and policies enacted at many different levels. And two, those in power, greedy capitalists and their representatives in government, were committing injustices against us from all different angles at a pace that was hard to keep up with.
Yes.
It seemed like people in power wanted us to exhaust ourselves jumping from issue to issue.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was some good fighting back. When my union Unite Here endorsed Kenyatta Johnson, I went door knocking on his behalf with a group of amazing people. But those people weren't necessarily connected to or in dialogue with the people who worked on President Obama's re-election campaign. And the people involved in President Obama's re-election campaign were incredible people. But they weren't necessarily connected to or in dialogue with the groups that are pushing for fair and equitable development in Point Breeze. You see what I'm getting at?
Yes.
We've been door knocking in this neighborhood, and we've talked to AFSCME city workers without a contract. We've talked to school nurses who are protesting at the school district. We've talked to people who volunteer at the prisons and teach reading. But these folks were very rarely talking to each other. We began to see the connections between the issues. A thread of people with lots of money wanting more money. A thread of people with lots of power wanting total control instead of democracy. But we also began to see the potential for political power that can come through recognizing these connections. The potential for political power that can come from organizing around our interests broadly as working class and poor people. We've begun to think that with the right plan and getting more people involved and with organization and the right coalition of organizations, we could build political power for ourselves that we could exercise on any issue. Power that we can exercise to defend our right to live as human beings with dignity. So this is the lesson we incorporated into building the platform. We're not going to go small and miss an opportunity to attack the problem at the root. Finally, before I turn it over to Ann and Erica to read the platform, I want to ask something of you. In movements in this country and around the world, there is a symbol for when you believe in something so deeply that you're willing to fight for it. It's a fist in the air.
All right. That's right.
Putting up a fist is the first thing Nelson Mandela and Angela Davis did when they got out of prison. It's what Olympic gold and bronze medalists Tommy Smith and John Carlos put up at the award ceremony while the national anthem played. Holding the fist in the air is what Wisconsin workers did when they stood up for their union rights. It's what members of Decarcerate PA did when they marched from Philly to Harrisburg demanding an end to prison expansion. A fist. So when you listen to this platform that we're about to share, I want to ask you to remember this. You can have anything you're willing to struggle for. You can have anything you're willing to struggle for. So as Anna and Erica read our platform, when you hear a part of our platform that you agree with, that you believe in, that you're willing to struggle for, I want you to raise a clenched fist. So we're gonna now pass around the platforms. Mindy, if you don't mind doing that. And if we can ask everyone who's gonna read the platform with us to please come up.
Raphael, Jason, Brian, get up here. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Gary.
People first and build a vibrant, working-class Point Breeze.
Power conceives nothing without a demand. Frederick Douglass.
Right now in Philadelphia and cities across the country, the rich are getting richer and more politically powerful at the expense of regular people by privatizing the public sector, particularly public education, taking away voting rights and elected bodies so working-class people can't have democracy and political power, tax policies that burden the working class and cut breaks for elite investors, a for-profit prison system of mass incarceration, and gentrification, stealing cities from the communities who suffered through white flight and disinvestment for the new, the few, and the well-to-do.
Each of these agendas is dramatically affecting the area of Point Breeze. Instead of these destructive policies, we feel our society must have well-funded public infrastructure like schools, libraries, youth programs, and public parks. Local community control over the decisions that will affect our lives. Progressive taxation that moves money from corporations and the wealthy into quality public services and lifts the tax burden on the poor and working class. Jobs and education over expanding the prison system.
Yes.
Quality, affordable housing, and development that benefits working class people.
Yes.
We will work
Tirelessly to build the political power of long-term and low-class residents of Point Breeze.
power that is bigger than any one issue, that can be wielded for racial and economic justice, and that is necessary to fight for the following.
Yes.
Community control and people-first development in Point Breeze. 1, the name of the neighborhood is Point Breeze.
Yes.
2, the AVI tax plan is regressive and unfair.
Yes.
We stand with Action United in calling for hardship deferrals, a cap on market value assessments, and other measures to lift the burden that the AVI tax plan places on working class people, especially seniors on fixed incomes.
Yes.
3, developers in Point Breeze must sign community benefits agreements.
Yes.
Developers should negotiate with the community around affordability for housing projects, hiring and labor practices for businesses, and ensure development will benefit the community. 4, there must be development of new affordable housing in Point Breeze. Public education and democracy. 5, we, the people of Philadelphia, must have local control over an elected school board.
Yes.
6, Governor Corbett has to go. He is an enemy of public education and working class people generally and must be defeated.
Job creation and inclusion, a Green New Deal. Green jobs, not jails.
That's right.
Airport expansion must be just and benefit us all. We join power in calling for hiring and training practices that benefit the long-term unemployed and create living wage union jobs.
Yes.
People deserve second chances.
Yes.
We support State Representative Jordan Harris's proposed bills HB 908 and HB 909, promoting ex-offenders' ability to clear their records and access jobs.
Yes.
We support the American Jobs Act. This bill proposed by President Obama is a massive investment in our public infrastructure, extending unemployment insurance, generating money for teachers, and creating jobs.
Yes.
Build a green jobs training center in Point Breeze. We call for all levels of government to collaborate in establishing a workforce development center that trains out-of-work and low-income Point Breeze residents to be at the forefront of the new green economy. Progressive taxation and budgets in our city and state. Developers should pay taxes,
Yes.
and the money should be used to fund public education.
Yes.
We stand with PCAPS in calling for the 10-year tax abatement for new development to be reduced to 5 years.
Zero years. 0 years.
The universities and the hospitals should pay their fair share in taxes, and the money should be used to fund public education.
Yes.
We stand with Jobs with Justice and the Good Neighbors campaign in calling for taxing our city's mega nonprofits.
Yes.
Fund education, not incarceration.
Yes.
We stand with Decarcerate PA in calling for Pennsylvania to end prison expansion and to make better use of the $400 million
Yes.
currently allocated for new prison construction.
Yes.
People First National Policy. 14, end corporate personhood. We stand with Move to Amend and calling for a constitutional amendment to end corporate personhood, firmly establish that money is not speech, and that human beings, not corporations, are entitled to constitutional rights. 15, hands off Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. We stand with Congressman Alan Grayson and Mark Takano in calling for the defense and expansion of these vital programs of public trust.
Yes. Public trust.
This is our platform. Alone we are powerless, but together we can have anything we are willing to struggle for.
Yes.
Okay, so how are we going to achieve this? We call this event the unfinished business of the civil rights movement, in no small part because this summer marks the 50-year anniversary of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. In commemoration of that march, on August 24th of this year, we are going to have a march down Point Breeze Avenue for affordable housing, public education, jobs, and freedom. We are going to meet outside the Point Breeze Performing Arts Center, a long-cherished asset of this community, and we are going to march all the way down Point Breeze Avenue and end in the protest of Ori Firebush and OCF Realty
Yeah.
at the coffee shop he built to make yuppies comfortable.
Yeah.
Ori is one of the most aggressive, arrogant, and greedy developers Philadelphia has seen.
Yes, he is.
And by sending a message to him, we'll send a message to all developers that we mean business. And when we're outside of his establishment, we're gonna make some noise.
Yeah. Word. I'm buying a bullhorn.
Right? And we're gonna chant. And I want to share a chant right now. So I'm gonna say something, and then what I want you to say is Point Breeze is for the working class. Ready? Good.
Point Breeze is for the working class.
Okay, so it's 3 different lines, and we're gonna repeat it. I'm gonna say something, and you say that back. Got it? You can't fool us. We see the snakes in the grass.
Point Breeze is for the working class.
Yuppies moving in, but that too shall pass.
Point Breeze is for the working class.
You can beat us one-on-one, but you can't beat us in mass.
Point Breeze is for the working class.
All right, one more time. You can fool us. You can't fool us. You can't fool us. We see the snakes in the grass.
Point Breeze is for the working class.
Yuppies moving in, but that too shall pass.
Point Breeze is for the working class.
You can beat us one-on-one, but you can't beat us in mass.
Point Breeze is for the working class.
So even all of us in this room can't make this march successful by ourselves. We have to get the word out. That's one of the things we're asking everybody in this room to do. We have to bring other people with us. We have found that the most successful way to get the word out is by knocking on doors. And Neighbors in Action has been gracious enough to allow us to use their office. So starting July 17th, every Wednesday at 5:30, we're going to be at Neighbors in Action office, do a short training, and then go talk to our neighbors about this march.
Ain't gonna let no